Now, you can use a T-handle or be careful with a ratchet. Notice how the cylinder is being sucked into the block. We're not torquing these yet. You're just bringing it in to move the cylinder up against the block. Snap! It's good. Notice the sequence. $10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Now we're going to torque these. 15 Newton meters for an initial setting. Right, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Our next setting, that was 15 Newton meters. Our next is 25 Newton meters. Same torque sequence, 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. If you find that this stud cannot be tightened, or it is pulling out a considerable distance more than the others, that is probably stripped in the block. You should have found that out before you did this by retorquing the heads. This one, the left side, is okay. The right cylinder of this bike has that problem where the front upper stud is ripped out of the block. We are going to repair that. What are you at now?
35.
35. Our next setting, and again, same torque sequence as before. 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Right now we are at 35 Newton meters. Our next setting is going to be 39 Newton meters in the same torque sequence, and then we'll be putting our tools away and moving to the other side.
39.
39. Nope. It's easy to forget. Your next step is going to be adjustment of your valve clearance. These we're going to check. We already can see I have excessive end play, rocker arm end play here. That is going to clatter like all fuck. So we're going to readjust that. This one's a little bit sloppy too. We have a little bit of radial play. This rocker is actually turning like this on the shaft. It is common for these shafts and rockers to wear out. It's about $400 in parts, as I recall, to replace them. Some bikes will always have a knock until you change the rockers and the shafts. But these have to be tightened up, and we're going to cover that right now. I may do this in a separate segment, but I want to include it here also. If you have excessive rocker arm end play up and down, like this one, well, let's start off with what it should be. Look here. You should see a tiny little bit of oil pushed out as you lift up and down on the rocker. If it makes noise, it's too loose. And this is how you adjust it. Go ahead, Sean. You need a couple wood clamps, carpenter clamps, freaking dick clamps, whatever the fuck you use them for. You need a couple sockets that are larger than the shaft that the rockers ride on. Throw those over the top. Tighten down on the clamp. Now you're going to loosen one of the related cylinder studs. At least one. I guess I'll take over from here. What you are doing is you're compressing these pillow blocks. Okay, this one wasn't horribly out of adjustment anyway. So now you're going to go back to your torque setting of 39 Newton meters. Torque. Release your clamp and check your end play. That one's good. Now we're going to move on to the one that was noisy. Now for the noisy one that is out of adjustment. You can see how much that moves. That will make all kinds of noise when this engine is running. So again, we loosen one cylinder stud, one of the related cylinder studs. We give it a squeeze with the clamp. See, we're still sloppy even though we're clamped in. So now I'm going to have to do the second. Give it a squeeze. Oh, much better. You'll wiggle it. You'll notice the whole assembly will move. It's normal because right now there's nothing holding it on. Back to your torque wrench at 39 Newton meters. Remove your clamp, or loosen your clamp at least, and see what you get. Right now, we're too tight. Too tight of an intake. If the rocker arm end play is too tight on the intake, you will have frequent stalling, like when you come to a stop sign or a stoplight. When the engine's warm, so you don't want them too tight. So to correct this, we loosen the bottom only. I'm going to loosen the clamp. I'm not going to tighten the clamp much, and I'm okay. If this ends up being too loose again, we go back and we just take up a little bit of play. A little bit more, a little snugger than I would like. So now we're going to go back. Loosen the bottom again. You're going to take your hammer, give the rocker a gentle little tap. See, now we have some clearance back again. You might do this a dozen times before you get it to where you want it. Just the way it is. Now, hopefully this shows in the video, we do have a little bit of play. If you look, you can see the oil being pushed out up here. It's not horribly loose. It's not making all kinds of noise. We're in good shape. We're done. Those are torqued. Those are torqued. Our head bolts are all torqued. This part of the job is complete. Now you want to check your valve clearance. And hopefully your valve clearance is all set and you can consider this side done. So at this point, our valve adjustment is set properly. This side is finished. What you're going to do now, make sure the bike is still in top gear. You're going to rotate the engine 360 degrees to get back to your OT mark on your flywheel. Then we'll be ready to do the other cylinder. We're doing the same as this. New pushrod tubes, head gaskets, base O-rings, top cylinder stud O-rings. So that's how you replace the pushrod tube seals.